I'm out here at Sheehan Park because recently it was the kickoff site for this year's marking of Earth Day 2023 in Sun Prairie. Now, some of you may remember that it was April of 1970 when Wisconsin's own Senator Gaylord Nelson created Earth Day in order to bring awareness for the government's need to do more about protecting our environment. The result was legislation focused on cleaning up with the water and the air, and protecting endangered species, and keeping toxins out of our food supply. All good stuff. Fast forward 50 years plus, and Earth Day has become an annual event involving more than 1 billion people worldwide. Now, in the last 3 Earth Days in Sun Prairie, the nonprofit Parks Friends has partnered with the city to sponsor a volunteer cleanup of all Sun Prairie's 40-plus parks. Sort of like littering, only in reverse, only more intentional. Well, you intrigued? I was, so come on, let's go check it out. Well, it was on an unusually blustery April 22nd, with flurries in the air, that a number of hardy volunteers gathered for the kickoff of Earth Day 2023. It seemed, unfortunately, that the winter was hanging on as per Jimmy's forecast. Well, anyway, I asked Jonathan Stevens, Park Friends president, what the plan for the day was.
So we have roughly 200 volunteers that have signed up, and that includes groups and individuals from all over the city, all areas of town, and everyone has selected a park that they want to help collect garbage at. Litter, debris, anything that's on the ground that's not natural. So those folks will meet here at Sheehan Park this morning. We'll do a bit of a kickoff and then disperse to all the parks around town.
And that's basically what happened. Despite the weather, determined volunteers gradually arrived at the appropriate hour and huddled together to keep warm. In addition to the obvious fellowship, I could sense a shared spirit that valued our city parks and was eager to give them the spring cleaning they most certainly needed. Then, at the appointed hour, Jonathan stepped up to welcome and thank everyone for participating in Earth Day 2023 in Sun Prairie. He followed that by reminding everyone of some common sense safety guidelines as they were picking up the trash, and then turned it over to our city council president and the director of the city parks, recreation, and forestry, who gave the gathered volunteers a couple of stirring pep talks. With those encouraging words ringing in their ears and warming their hearts, everyone was sent out to care for their favorite park. Of course, garbage bags and clothes were provided, and of course it wasn't long before those bags began to be put to good use. All in all, Earth Day 2023 was a feather in the cap for Park Friends and one way to give voice to those in our community who value our parks.
Really is a voice that our city didn't have, at least a collaborative voice. And when our decision makers are making decisions about the budget and what to do with our taxes and that type of thing, it's important that somebody stands up for the parks and says parks are important.
And thank you for being that voice, Jonathan. Besides cleaning up the parks, Parks Friends are involved in a number of other events, including clearing out invasive species in the parks and constructing pollinator gardens. They're also fundraising for a proposed disc golf course in Sun Prairie. If you're interested in any of these activities, you should check them out on the web. They'd love to get you involved. As for me, I got to tip my hat to Senator Nelson for motivating me to get out there and help save the earth. One bag of trash at a time. This is Sandy Kindler, out and about, reporting for Sun Prairie News. Now I got to go find a trash can.